Well, I'll be honest with you, right? When I first returned to do fish, I've been working in the industry throughout my whole secondary school, every vacation from secondary school and college. So when I did fall back in, it wasn't really necessarily anything big. But
Mm.
where the shift in opinion came is when people walked into the market that knew me. They were like, "What are you doing in here? You shouldn't be in here. You wasting all your education and time in here. You should be in Parliament."
Mm.
I'd be like, "Okay, but you know that opportunities like that must be given, right?" But I can't say that I didn't had a taste of it to know what it felt like because I had accompanied Hamilton Lashley to the fifth ministerial meeting on the rights of the child while I was 15 years old, representing
Mm.
Parkinson School. So that sparks my love for politics from there. And then I was like, oh, this is what politics is about creative policies to help people live a better life. Well, this got to be for me. And that is what chartered my decision to go and study politics at the college level. So when I
Mhm.
did go into hustling on the streets, selling oils, I did copper jewelry in front of Abbas. He gave me permission. I sat there with all my children because I have a boy and girl twin, and then my second daughter at the time. He told me yes, I could set up there, and I sell there for a good while. And many people that passed didn't know what credentials I had. So it shows you that the educational system that was envisioned from years ago under Errol Barrow and other administrations, it worked well for us here in Barbados because you could have a person hustling on the streets and not know that that person is well qualified. To be well qualified doesn't mean you have to carry arrogance. It doesn't mean you have to look down on others. You're just like any other Barbadian serving your purpose, which is to contribute to the economy.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
was pleased. I was pleased for every experience I had. I enjoyed my time in Swan Street. I enjoy seeing guys getting up and pushing and selling their juices, hustling hard and selling their vegetables. And it gave me a grounding experience. I think it even prepared me for what I want to do right now because it allows me to know that I was in the experience of the same people
Mhm.
I want to represent. While I went university and I rubbed shoulders with people who are maybe probably middle class or above, and I know that they too have their challenges too. So that's why the decision to represent St. George North wasn't difficult for me. I lived there for the past 5 years in Bridgecote Terrace, and I was happy to live there. I had originally lived in St. Andrew, but I lose my land and all my family lost their land to land slippage. And then I decided to start renting in St. George, and I was embraced by the people of St. George North. And I come to realize that even though they have a growing middle class there, that they too need help, they too need assistance. Don't mind that they're a growing middle class. And I feel that they're actually under threat because the way how things are looking right now, our middle class is about to be obliterated. There's not going
Mm.
to be a middle class left in Barbados if we do not charter a new course. We do not charter a new course together and make a decision to make a decisive choice, not one that is filled with fanfare and fancy t-shirts and fancy placards because that is distraction. The decisions we have to make now when we examine people's manifestos, we have to compare them to the manifestos that came before and see if they actually did what they say they're going to do. A manifesto is a promise, and they say a promise is a comfort to a fool. There isn't anything binding about a manifesto. And if persons are going to tell you something in a manifesto and then years go by and they don't materialize, and then you have to trust them the next time and they come and they play music and they dress up and they have a whole crew and an armada to distract you from what your task is at hand. You need to stay focused, and I'm urging Barbadians to stay focused. We are not to be in the era where we allow optics and illusions to get to us, where we have such an important decision to make, which is the future of ourselves, our children, and our grandchildren. So they're to take the task to hand and read each manifesto, listen to each candidate, and make that choice not because someone offers them something which is a short term fix. They want to look for the long term fix. And I believe the ideas I have, not only for St. George North, but for the whole entire country of Barbados, could propel us into the future where Barbadians could then say, yes, we did it and we did it right. Because now we don't have to worry about what our future is going to look like. Because I believe Barbadians right now are in the season of worrying. That is the season we're in. We are scared, and that is not where we should be in 2022. We should not be there.
Hmm.